I just came about 1/10 of a mile up the trail from that direction, and you can still see the road, but there was virtually no traffic last night. And I just found a little place to tuck my tent in and spend the evening. I had a nice night here, just a little ways up from the Pioneer Mall recreation area. Not sure that's exactly what they call it, Pioneer Mall something, with pit toilets, and there was some water that had to be filtered out of the cistern, but it was a beautiful spot up here. And looking at far out, there's probably no water for at least 4 miles, more likely 7. So I think I'm gonna actually run down the hill again, just leave my pack and everything here and get a little bit more water so that I'm topped out before I go and I can camel up real well, because it has been pretty hot out. So I'm gonna do my best to drink all that I can, stay hydrated, and hopefully do about 12 or 13 miles today. This is the water source that's available at Pioneer Mail Trailhead. It says do not drink, but if you filter it, it should be okay. At least that's what I'm saying. Your mileage may vary, I guess. I just grabbed a liter to take up and filter up at my campsite. Doesn't look real pretty inside, but you can see the water that came out is pretty clear. And there were some bottles here, but unfortunately they're empty. This is how we filter our water, filter our water, filter our water. This is how we filter our water early in the morning. This is breakfast today. I was really excited about it when I got it. I've only eaten maybe not even a quarter of it. Unfortunately, I haven't had the hunger that I would hope I would have. Some people, when they start hiking the first few days, they get kind of an upset stomach, and that's what happened to me. I think my body's just not used to doing this, and it's freaking out a little bit. But I'm trying to make sure that I not only hydrate well, but I fuel up well. So I'm going to sit here and try to eat a little bit more of this. If I can eat half of it, then I can stick it in my pocket and have it for second breakfast later. That's the first bird that's still long enough for me to get a picture of it. I'm not sure what it is, but it's cool. I started just a little later than I planned this morning, but I get a nice warm-up climb along this canyon, and I hear it's beautiful. The hiker came by, I don't know, 7:30ish or so, and she came down the hill, and I didn't know where she could come from, but I was still in my tent, so I didn't greet her. And then when she came back up, she said hello, and we chatted for a few minutes. Turns out she did the PCT last year, and she lives out of town, but she was in the area, and she wanted to just stop by and see if she could meet any hikers. I was the only one because I hiked by myself pretty much all day yesterday, but that was cool. We had a really nice chat, and she said this area is beautiful, so I'm really looking forward to the hike today. Well, I'm glad to see a little bit of a wall there. Those rocks look pretty intimidating, and the wind is gusting a bit, so I hate to get myself blown off a mountain. That would be a really rough way to end a hike. Hopefully that won't happen to anybody this year. Hopefully everybody will be safe.
Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change. Play the game that we say. I need a break.
Is this real?
Keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong. Need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming.
This is what I'm walking over right now. I am about 7 miles in. I'm feeling it. I'm going to do at least another 4 or 6, but these little ankle biter rocks are challenging. So I'm just taking it slow, and I'm pretty sure get at least the 4 done. Hopefully the 6, and maybe if I stop for a break and feel great, I might even get 8 in, but we'll see. I just have to pick through all these little pink ankle biters first. So the sun is rising on day 7. I just walked out of camp. I stayed right down there, down the hill. And I was so tired when I got to camp about 4:30 that I couldn't do anything but lay down. I set up my tent and just collapsed. And I did 13 yesterday, but it was a hard 13 with all these little rocks on the trail, if you can see behind me. Let's see. Yeah, stuff like that. Anyway, today I've got 10 into Scissors Crossing, which is where you pick up a hitch to Julian, and I'm so excited about a 0 day. So I'm heading on up the hill. It's mostly downs today, but I know all the downs have little ups, and I'm off.
And I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game.
I'm about an hour in, and I've been seeing a lot of this where the trail just goes right off to the side, and you can see the trail over there, kind of the same. And I trip so much. I'm afraid I'm gonna go rolling down the side of a mountain. These little birds are so noisy. Yep, flew away. Well, rumor has it there's a water tank near here, and I see it right over there. Yay, let's just hope there's water in it. And one of the things I learned in my first week in the PCT is don't empty the water that you're carrying until you can find more water, because I'd hate to drink it all up, assuming that there's water here and then find out that there's not. That would be bad, really, really bad. So I'm going to confirm that there's water here, and then I'm going to drink up and fill up for the next 7 or so miles into town. Well, it looks like at least there's some water. I think this hose down here at the bottom is the way to get it. Those look empty. I think that faucet is the magic one. And it works great. Just pull that hose out of the bin, fill up your water, and we're off. It's nice and cool here in the shade by the water tank, and the water is cold and refreshing, which is awesome. Most of the time we've been getting water, it's pretty much ambient temperature, which feels hot today because there hasn't been much breeze, but actually I think it's mid-60s maybe. I'll double check. But anyway, I thought it would be a good time to make an attempt at second breakfast. I have half of that pastry from yesterday. I could not eat the whole thing. Well, I was chilling at the water tank, and a couple of hikers that I met a few days ago at the restaurant in Mount Laguna came up, and they were breathless and excited and scared because Garrett said he had just stepped off the trail for a bio break and scared a mountain lion. And he saw the mountain lion, so it was definitely not his imagination. But I was telling you about how yesterday, as I was walking down the trail, I scared something in a bush that was big that kind of made a low growl and ran back. And I thought it was a mountain lion, but I thought, was that my imagination? I don't know. So I stood there for a while, and I kind of clicked my poles and yelled and tried to make sure that if it was, that it scared him away so he wouldn't be following me. And I don't know, maybe I was right. And I just didn't see it. But gosh, what an experience for him to be able to see a mountain lion in the wild, especially to see it running away. Just came from up there down along this steep hill, and there's definitely some dicey section of trails, especially right there. And it looks like that's straight down, and I got to keep walking around at least for a while. Hopefully it'll get better on the other side of the mountain. Looking over there at the trail, I have a sinking feeling that the better part of the next few miles is not going to be fun. As I've been hiking along, coming down the edge of this mountain, this trail is making me anxious. And my nerves are probably worse than they should be. Parts of the trail I think are just fine, but I'm scared because I've been tripping so much. And like I said a few days ago, I haven't been feeling great all week. Haven't been eating well, so I'm a little bit kind of wobbly, unfortunately. And then as I was talking to Garrett about that mountain lion that he encountered, it occurred to me once I started hiking that I had just stopped probably right about where he did. There was a campground just before that water source, and I had to dig a cat hole. So I was in a very, very compromising position, and now I'm wondering, my imagination, I guess, if that mountain lion that I think I scared yesterday maybe was somehow tracking me, or a different mountain lion was tracking me as I sat there doing my thing. And then when I went on by, Garrett came by and went into the woods and surprised him. So I don't know. I'm nervous about mountain lions. I'm nervous about trail. I'm nervous about my health. So it's a little bit of a, I don't know, anxious day so far. We're into rocks and cactus right now. And it's hot because there's no breeze. Not much of one anyway. Pretty dry and desolate landscape right now. I made it down the mountains. It was a long hike today. A lot of up and down and around. And now I am in the valley, cruising on, following the PCT until I hit a road, which should be Scissors Crossing. And then I can hitch a ride into Julian and hopefully get something cold to drink, find a shower, find some laundry, all those good things that I haven't seen in a week. Well, I just stopped in the shade to check my distances. I thought I had about 1.5 miles to go. And then I realized that actually to get to Scissors Crossing is 2.5. So, blech. It's hot as blazes out here. My feet are killing me. Not having fun right now. Oh, dang, there's a giant hare up there. I don't know if you can see him on the other side of the fence. Oh, and he's off.